So I'm just going to dive into the portal. But before that, let me give you a context about this new platform and how it's going to transform the way the whole industry transact with the IHLs, or rather the Institutes of Higher Learning. STEP has been a huge project for the whole higher ed sector. It's been 5 years in the making. It has all aspects of digitalization in-house within the institutions to deliver all these end user service experience for you guys and in a more effective way. So what we're really looking at is a seamless, intuitive end user experience where you can find all the information you need as part of your corporate learning activities. So what it has is actually 4 portals in a larger scheme of things, just to share for all everyone's information. We have the administration portal, which is the main portal where the institutions are going to list their courses and provision the services to all of you. Okay, and then we also have a lecturer portal where all the academic trainers will be using that to deliver or to manage their course, their attendees, their classes. So attendance will be taken there, marks will be keyed in there, and then the admin portal will then process their graduation, their certs issuing. Okay. Then the third portal is actually the student portal. So your employees or yourselves, if you're taking a course with any of these institutions, will be using it from a student portal. So student portals are all SingPass linked. So every user gets to use this to manage their learning for life. Okay, so traditional systems, you'll be tagged to a company email. When the employee goes off, they kind of stop using the learning platform. But now it's tied to SingPass, and that is your personal endorsed email as a form of main communications. Okay, so this whole thing is really lifting the learning experience as a lifelong platform for every single learner. Could be yourself, could be your employees. And of course, the very last portal we're talking about today is actually the company portal. Okay, so I'll move on to the next slide just to give you an overview. What would be your user experience? So some of you might have seen this in the user guides being sent out earlier as part of the IHL communications. So what happens is once you go in, you actually get to manage your own company profile. So you get to key in your preferred banking details of, like say we support PayNow, bank transfers, etc. So that could be one option that you might want to build up in your profile as your preferred transacting mode with the institution. Secondly, you can also go in there and browse public courses, but also when you have a customized course set up with an institution, your customized course that is unique to your organization will also appear in your own CorpPass account, in your own company portal account. So that's where you can transact everything. You have the same digital experience in terms of transaction of activities, managing employees' learning, all within the same portal, be it a public course or your customized course. Okay. This whole portal is also self-help. We'll run through the interface later. And you will see this question mark help button. That will be where all the important categorization of information, definition of key terms will be made available for you. There are also step-by-step guides. Some videos are ingested to help you articulate the whole experience step by step. And there are also detailed descriptions in there to help you guide along the way. Okay. And then the critical part of you guys using this portal would be the employee online course registration. So whenever there are courses that you have shortlisted for your employees to register, you can actually easily generate a URL that is unique to your company. And anyone who signs up in that URL is automatically recognized as your employee-sponsored program. Okay, so we can explain in a bit how that's done. You can also view grants. If there are grants being accorded to your employees, you can also see the disbursement statuses. Right? Sponsorship management will dive in there. How do you approve sponsorships? How do you reject sponsorships? Let's say a staff leaves your company. How do you terminate the sponsorship? That can be done in the portal as well. This whole STEP portal supports multiple digital payments, including SkillsFuture credits use, instant live grant calculators with SSG are built in this in the way you calculate the final fees. So you'll be able to get a comprehensive view of the final due payment with all the subsidies and grants deducted. You can also manage applications. Let's say you have a unique course you just want to extend to a certain group of employees. You can actually do that as well. Of course, it gives you an oversight of all your staff completion and progress. Okay, where they are in the courses, have they progressed to the next semester? Is it due for payment, etc. Okay, so real-time billing, invoicing definitely is a key feature. You can view the real-time status of any employees that you have and the billing status. Okay. So we're going to dive into this whole journey using the portal, but also we want to peel back some of the pre-setups, right? Like you need to have your COP pass ready. You need to some of the nuances, like for example, when you type to your employee sync pass, how does your company email come into play, right? So these are the nuances we're going to share with you today, so you understand how the system works in total, right? So with that, I'm going to hand over to my colleague Yvonne, who will dive into the elaborations. If there are any questions at any time, please feel free to key them in the chat group. The team will address it point by point. Okay.
Okay, hi everyone. So let's dive into the company portal. Let me show you the portal, how it looks like from scratch before we actually move on. Okay, so this is the home page when you come in, be it you are admin, you are a student, or you are a company user, right? So this is the landing page you see. All you need to do is click on the top right corner, sign in. Click on sign in, it will bring you to the page where Alyssa just now elaborated. There's 4 portals, right? Student, company, admin, and lecturer. So today we are focusing on company portal. If you are signing in as a company user, you want to manage your employees' training courses. So you click on company and you sign in with COP Pass. Okay, so let me elaborate a little bit more on how this COP Pass works. Okay, so once you click on sign in with COP Pass, this is a page that will bring you to. All right, notice this is a SingPass scan page, but also notice it says you're logging in as business users. Okay, so for first time logging in, there are 3 scenarios that you may face as a corporate user. Scenario 1, the corporate does not have a corporate pass admin account yet, or the the COP Pass is not linked to the STEP e-service. Or the last scenario is users who need to access this STEP e-service does not have access through COP Pass login. Okay, so don't worry, let's go through them one by one. So for scenario 1, if the corporate does not have a COP Pass admin account, so once a company sets up a UEN or set up a company, then this is the person who is under is called a register officer, right? So this register officer can come into COP Pass page and register as a COP Pass admin or appoint someone to be the COP Pass admin. What happens is click on register as a COP Pass admin, and then you proceed as directed by the page, right? You log in with your SingPass, right? Then after that, you select the UEN that you want to register as the admin. Right, if let's say you have a lot of companies, right, then this is a company you want to register for COP Pass admin, then you select that particular UEN. Of course, the UEN will be auto-populated based on your login, SingPass login, right? Then after that, you enter your contact details. And then of course, you have to confirm your email and your mobile numbers, right? Okay, then once you are done, of course, you have to click, you will have to access all e-services because you are the admin account, right? So you have to access all the e-services. Click on submit, and there you go. You are the COP Pass account holder. Okay, so as the COP Pass account holder, what you can do, and that will bring us to scenario 2, which is to link e-services, right? So now coming to the COP Pass page, log in with your SingPass as the COP Pass admin, right? So you log in with your SingPass and then select. Notice there are 4 different tabs on this COP Pass homepage, right? Select e-service access, all right? And select entities e-service, all right? You select entities e-service and then come into this page where you search for STEP, Of course, if you are already linked to STEP before 21st July, you will notice that the e-portal, the e-service portal name is different, right? It used to be called Polite Common Identity, but it doesn't affect anything with your already linked services, right? So click search STEP, and then this STEP service will pop up. Click on it, right? And then click on Submit. So once this is done, means your CorpPass is linked to STEP e-service. Means these CorpPass can access STEP portal, right? And then comes to scenario 3, which is users who need to access the STEP portal does not have access rights. That is when you continue from scenario 2, you can assign selected e-service, or you come back to the home page. Again, it's under e-service access, but you select assign selected e-services. All right, click on this tab. It will bring you to the full list of users that is in this account, right? And then select the users that you want them to access STEP. Right, if you notice, let's go back one page. This is a page you have the users, right? So first thing you select the users, right? And then select the service that you want this user to access. Okay, and then after that, you select the authorization dates that you need these users to access this portal. Right, so if let's say your user resigned, then of course you put the expiry date on the date of resignation, right? And then after that, the users that you gave them the access will have the access rights to STEP portal. Okay, so how this works is once the users have access to STEP portal, we come back to the page that they need to log in with SingPass, right? So let's say, let me go to this environment. Right, you click on login with SingPass. This is the page where you need to scan, right? So the users who are given the access to access STEP portal, just scan with your SingPass. And then you are logging in as a business user. Okay, this is different, all right? And then subsequently, when you want to log in again, you just have to sign in with scan your SingPass, and then you are logged in already. Okay, so this is only for first-time users, right? So now once you are logged in already, one last thing for users to do is to activate your account. Okay, so users who are given the access rights go to CorpPass. Again, there are 3 tabs, right? So now you are a user. Hover over, then there's there's this 3 parts, right? So activate your account. Right, once you activate your account, you are good to go. Of course, if it's not your first time to access CorpPass, then you do not need to activate your account. Okay. Okay, so now we are done with signing in and logging in. Let's move on to the portal overview. Okay, now I'm going to use our training environment to show you the features that we have. Okay, because I don't have a company UEN to demonstrate with you in production environment, right? So now this is a testing environment, which means some of the data is may not be correctly reflected, or even the courses that you see here, these are not 100% truly the courses that schools are offering, right? These are just dummy data, right? So now I'm logged in as ABC agency, right? This is the homepage you see. On the left, this is the navigation bar. See this? I'm now at all courses tab, right? So on top over here, this is all your login informations. Right, so let's go through them one by one. The top bar over here, ABC agency, this is your UEN, right? Click on it, go to my profile. This is the page you manage your company profile, right? So general information, you notice for this portion, the company information you cannot edit. You can only retrieve your company information that is synced to your CorpPass. Remember, you are logging in as business user, right? So all this information cannot be changed. This is as what is registered with CorpPass. All right. So, however, what you can make changes is your primary contact information and primary contact billing contact information, right? So these are the things that you can edit. All right. And then, of course, if let's say your company has collaborations with a few IHLs, because this portal is made use by all the 5 polys and ITE, right? And then you will want to maybe personnel A to be in charge of Republic Poly and Singapore Poly, for example. So what you do, you create contact details, and then you specify that they are responsible for Republic Poly and Singapore Poly, right? As it is noted over here. Right, so for any Singapore Poly or Republic Poly's announcements, notifications, then it will be triggered to the contact details that you set up. Okay, and then My Wallet is where you keep your bank information. Okay, it is especially important for pay now information. This is useful when there is a refund, right? So system will automatically trigger refund if you have a pay now setup. And then, of course, bank information is for you to make payment of the cost fees more seamless, right? I will cover how you can pay the bills using this portal shortly. All right, and then My Installment, these are installment plans that you set up with IHLs, right? So IHLs will arrange that, let's say you have 10 months installment, and then you will have 10 installments listed here, right? So for this case, for this ABC agency does not have any, so My Installment is NT, right? Announcements are system announcements that's pushed by the IHL's admins, right? So of course, this company announcements can be customized, meaning only some companies receive it, right? And then it comes with expiry date, right? So sometimes you see it, and then after maybe 2-3 months, and then the announcement is gone. Something could be like there is a system maintenance on the admin portal, so you are not able to, admins will not be able to process any sponsorship requests. So you will have the announcements, right? Then once the system maintenance is done, then the announcements will be removed, for example, okay? So announcements may not be used this way, but just as example, what you can use announcements for, right? And then notifications are system triggered action items or notifications, right? So what it does is, let's say admins or your student or your employee from the student portal raised a cancellation request of the course, right? For example, right? And then on the admin portal, there is a service rule set up to say that if student triggers a cancellation to a course, it will send a notification to company portal, right? With that condition set, then the action of student cancelling a course will trigger a system notification. Of course, all system notifications are configured by the admin portal, right? So different polys, different IHLs, or even different courses may send you different kind of action notifications. Okay, so again, you can view the full list of notifications from this bell button as well, right? Click on the bell button, then this is the list of notifications. Click on see all, you'll come to this page again. Okay, of course, you can do a filter from which institute that the notification is from, whether it's a read or unread status, all right? And then last thing is a survey. Like at the end of courses, usually IHLs will send you a survey to complete as company, right? So if let's say you have unsubmitted surveys, it will be listed here. And of course, most of the cases, it will also trigger you a notification and or an email, right? And then you just come into this page, click on the surveys and complete them, right? Once the surveys are submitted, they will be under this tab called submitted. Okay, so these are the information you can get from my profile. Okay, now let's come back to our homepage. Okay, we call this homepage, but technically this page looks very similar to our landing page before we log in. Remember, before we click on the sign in on the top right corner, it looks exactly the same, right? This is the course catalog that you see. Your employees also see. Any public who wish to take up a CET course, adult learning course will also see, right? So this is the public courses, right? Meaning courses that's open to the public, anyone can apply. All right, and then you scroll down, or maybe you want to do a filtering to say, okay, I'm only interested in Nanyang Poly, right? And I have time now. I only want to see courses that I can apply now, right? So I click on this checkbox and I do a search. So these are the courses from NYP that is offering, and I can apply now. Right? Of course, if let's say you have a specific area of interest that you want to, dive into, maybe arts and craft, right? Click on OK and then do a search, right? So this is public courses, again, public courses only, okay? And we will cover shortly on customized courses. Okay, let's go to customized courses now. Okay, under my course, this my course means the courses that under two conditions, okay? One, that is customized by IHLs that is only applicable to your company or a few companies, including your company, right? That's what we call customized course or corporate courses, right? Means these courses will appear on this list, but not under my course, all courses tab here, right? So on this tab, you will not be able to find any customized courses, all right? So customized courses are listed over here. And of course, you notice it also does show public courses. So what this public courses means is that your company employees has asked for sponsorships to these public courses. Sponsorships that's sponsored by your company, right? So as long as you see over here, there is a number, right? So as long as there are employees who applied to this course under your sponsorship for a public course, they will appear under this tab. Okay, so this is how you differentiate these two different tabs. Okay, then now let's say, how do you manage your employees from giving them the course for them to sign up, or if let's say most of the cases, customized courses is you apply for the students, right? So let's go through them one by one. For public courses, if students wants to apply under your sponsorship, what they can do is, of course, they will have to ask for approval internally from your company. Oh, you know, there's this course which I think helps with the work that I want to sign up, right? So you as the company's that portal user, you come into the all courses tab, right? Search, yeah, this is the course that the employee wants to sign up, right? Click on it. You as the company user, click on apply. Once you click on apply, there is a page where you need to define how many sponsorships you want to give. If let's say this course applies to the whole department, and then you only have 10 headcounts. So what you do is you give 10 headcounts. Only 10 employees can apply with this URL. Okay, you see I generated a URL. So what you do is you copy this URL and send it to the department who asked for this sponsorship. All right, and then each of the employee who wish to take up this course under your sponsorship will just copy paste this link under the address bar here, right? And then they will log into their, and then it will bring them to the student portal login, right? So they have to log in with their student details, and then they will be in the page to apply for this course, which then it will route to this page under pending verification, right? Because it was a public course, right? Just now we talked about public courses. So you'll be under this tab, and then this is the list of students, a list of employees who applied to this course, right? So for customized courses, what do you do? Let's do a little bit of demonstration. Let me look for a course that's open. Okay, so you can do bulk submit applicant, right? There's two ways for you to do bulk submit. First, you add applicant one by one, right? You key in their name, their email address, their contact number, and then of course for funded courses, you will need their NRIC, right? Or you can do an import with Excel, right? So you download the template first, and then you import the list of applicants. Okay, but do take note for this bulk submit application feature. Currently, we are undergoing some enhancement. So for now, if let's say you have a full list of students that you want to submit them as a customized course, please work with the IHL reps to see how the current process is. Okay, and then I believe in the next month or so, this feature should be ready, and then you guys can make use of the portal feature to upload bulk submit applicants. All right. So of course, once you submit the applicants, they still need to go through approvals, right? It could be because the person who uploads the list of applicants is not the one who has the right to approve this sponsorship, right? So what happens is go to sponsorship and then click on particular student that you want to approve. And then you click on approve. This student will be notified that you have approved and will be sponsoring their course for this particular course. Okay? But now I have a question. You see, there are so many different tabs, and I don't know what exactly each tab is referring to. What should I do? There is a self-help that is actually inbuilt in this portal, which at every page you can see it, and that is this question mark. Okay, so let's say on sponsorship, I don't know what this tab means. What do I do? Click on this question mark. It will bring me to the knowledge portal page. Right, remember just now we are at the pending verification, right? So over here, it will directly link me to pending verification. So how do I approve sponsorship? Or how do I reject sponsorship? It's all written here, right? And some of it comes with a video tutorial to teach you step by step how you should do. Okay, and of course, it also tells you what is verification, what is verified applicant, what is active enrollment, and then of course it comes with some information about the refund policies. Okay, and then one more thing that I would like to share with you is this portal is very useful, is something that you can help yourself with if let's say you are a little bit stuck with one or two steps, right? So over here you see application status, it tells you what is the different meaning of different application status, or how I can do bulk submission, right? How I can export the course details are all written on this portal, right? So at any page, just click on the question mark. All right. And I want to highlight the difference between my course and sponsorship, because if you realize under my course, click on any course, it comes into a page that looks very similar to sponsorship tab, right? Also has this 5 different tabs and then the application ID where you can approve or reject, correct? But my course has a little bit more information in a sense. It is first classified by courses, right? Second thing, you click in, it gives you more detail about what this course is and what is the URL that you've created before and you shared with your employees, right? So for this URL that was created on this date, has this expiry date, has unlimited number of sponsorships, meaning unlimited number of employees can click through this URL and then apply for this course under your sponsorship, right? But so far, only 2 taken up the sponsorship. All right, so this is the details that you can get from here, right? So once the students are approved of their sponsorship and then they got enrolled into the course and start their courses, right? The next thing to do is, of course, pay for the courses, right? So come to transaction page, click on one particular or a few invoices that you want to pay. So this is the pending payment type, right? And click on pay. It will bring you to the page where you select what you want to pay with. And of course, you can drag down to see what is the detail of the payment, right? So now let's come back to transaction. So of course, click on the invoice. You can download the invoice. The invoice is separated by the different students, right? If you have more than one student, within one invoice, it will separate out each student how much it is, all right? And then, of course, there's payment, there's pending payment, there's also invoices, right? So this tab shows you all the invoice, right? And then also receipts. Okay, you noticed for this column, this row, this receipt doesn't have a receipt number. It's because it is an offset. Okay, if it's refund or offset, it won't come with a receipt number. All right, and refund, you see, when you come to refund, it will prompt you that you have to complete pay now. right? Because refunds are triggered by pay nows, right? Okay, so this is what you do with transaction tab, and then grant tab. This tab is for your information, right? On the status of different grants that's given to the company or your employees, right? So click on the grant details. You can see what are the details, and then of course the disbursement status, date, and the disbursement mode, and of course what is the amount, right? So this is how you can make use of this portal, right? And now one last step I want to show you is how you can have an overview of everything that is ongoing in this portal, and that is the dashboard, right? So when you click on dashboard, first thing you see is number of requests that's pending verification, right? It will separate out by corporate causes or public causes. Okay, so click on it, it will bring you to the sponsorship page where you need to approve or reject, right? And then below, it will show you the latest 5 payments that you need to make, right? And of course, if you look at the number behind, it will tell you this is the total number of outstanding invoices that you need to pay, okay? And then if you want to see all, click on see all, it will bring you to the transaction page, okay? And last thing, this page also show you like the announcements that's pushed out by the admin portals, right? So some announcements you want to see, click on it, and then you can read the announcements, all right? So this is how you can use the company portal to help manage your employees' training needs. Okay, and then lastly, I want to highlight again the usefulness of the knowledge portal, right? At any page, click on the question mark, it will bring you to the knowledge portal, right? And there are video tutorials, there are step-by-step guides, there are more additional information on description of the different sections, description of different status meanings, right? And of course, there is an appendix which walks you through on what we went through at the beginning of the of our briefing, right? On how you can link STEP e-service, how you can give users access right to access STEP portal. Okay, all these are listed. Okay, and to end off, I would like to highlight that I believe some of you might have the question that how come the e-service is named under Republic Poly, right? That is because Republic Poly has been appointed as the entity to list this e-service. Okay, so it doesn't mean that if you want to work with TP or SP, then you cannot use this. No, okay? They are appointed. Once you are linked with STEP e-service, you can work with any of the IHLs. All right, any of these 5 polys and ITE, you can transact with them on STEP portal. Okay, and yes, that is actually the end of my presentation and walkthrough. So thank you, everyone.
Hi, thanks for the briefing. It was useful.
Yes.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
How would it look like from the public's point of view, like when they want to register through STEP?
Okay, for that, you actually will need to access the student portal. Let me show you. So public, when we say public, we mean anyone who wants to take up a course with any of these 6 IHLs, right? So you will have to log in as a student.
Yes.
Okay, let me log out the account. So what you do is public, you click on student, right? And then student can sign in with their SingPass. Okay, because I am in the testing environment, so that's why you will have this box that says local account. Let me show you the actual production environment. So you click on student, you are supposed to sign in with SingPass. What happens is student scan with their SingPass. Right, you scan with SingPass, or if you are already an existing student, you know your student ID, and then you can key in your student ID and sign in from here. Is that clear? Or am I not answering your question?
Thanks. So yeah, so
okay.
actually I want to see like what happens after they log in with SingPass, like
Okay,
what are the steps like?
Let me show you with a testing account. Okay, this is not the actual process. So actual process, student have to log in with SingPass, all right? So now I'm just showing you, if let's say I have an account, what should I do? By right, what happens is once you log in, right, you will see the Okay, so this is the page you student log in, right? This is the page they see, which is very similar to what you see as a company when you log into company portal. So they get to see the course catalog, which is the public courses that's offering to all public. And then you notice they have a lot more tabs than company portal.
Okay, so let's say they click into all the courses, right? Then how do they register?
They just follow on screen. There will be an apply button. Click on apply, and then there's going to be on screen instructions on what they need to key in. If they need to provide working experience, if they need to provide education qualifications, or sometimes they need to acknowledge certain PNCs, some declaration form. So each step there is on-screen instructions to teach them.
Okay, yeah, so we really need to know like how that whole process looks like. So yeah, it'd be good if you know, someone can send us the screenshot or user guide, or yeah.
Okay, so what happens is, if let's say today you have this account, you can access this step portal, right? So click on student, there's a user guide. Click on user guide, anyone can click. This is a public access, right? And then go to course, or you want to, let's say you want to apply for course, right? Course application. There is a video tutorial to teach you how to apply for courses, step by step.
Okay, thank you.
Right, so yeah, you can, you know, advise your employees to explore this knowledge portal as well. Okay.
Yeah, hi Yvonne, I'm a TC advisor. Can I just check if the bulk applicant button is already in use, or is it still facing some errors?
We are still undergoing some enhancement. In the next month or so, they should be ready for use.
Okay, so it's still not usable.
Jocelyn, is it? Sorry,
Yes.
Jocelyn.
Yes.
So you're saying that you want to use the bulk submit applicant function,
Yeah.
correct?
Yes, correct.
It is usable right now, but you need to, for now, you need to submit based on the student personal email address.
Oh, why not business email address?
So for now, yes, the business email address feature will come in sometime in October. So that, but for now, if you want to use the bulk feature, you can still do it. However, the system requires you to submit the student email address. The reason why, sorry, student personal email address. The reason why is because when the student use their own SingPass login, we are using and referring to SingPass email address. That's the reason why there's this discrepancy and concern over here, which we are really aware, and that feature will come in sometime in October, early October.
Okay. We also have some issues like learners using their personal email address to register, and then we verify them with like we have to provide the e-invoice sub-EU code, all this. But in the end, the Polytechnic Finance came to ask us who should this learner be billed to, because they cannot see their corporate information.
Correct. So the reason is because currently, if you bulk submit based on email, based on your company email address, there's this mismatch of information because the student log in with their own SingPass and then we can't link it. That's the reason why. But if you submit the bulk submit with the student personal email address and student click on the link to register themselves, this will not happen.
Okay. So it's a non-issue lah.
Yeah, it's a non-issue, which we are already working on it, and it will be resolved down the road sometime in October, early October. But for now, if you want to use it, companies are recommended to submit the student personal email address based on the SingPass.
Okay, thanks.
I have a follow-up question.
One last one.
Oh,
The other alternative is to go into step, select the company, select the course that you are interested to sponsor, then use the generate sponsorship link. That way, you will not have this issue. I mean, all the student will use that link, click on it, register themselves, and then it will tie to the company.
Oh, okay.
That is another issue because our job is to register for them, but in turn we give our job for them to register themselves. Yeah. So
Yeah.
asking why are they going through all these steps.
Yeah, because we also, I mean, there's some concern about information registered by the student themselves, by people key in manually. So to standardize data collected or data collection, so using this link and using SingPass synchronization, it enables us to keep proper and accurate data. And we will be down the road if we need to do some analysis whatsoever. I shall need to do some analysis or whatsoever. It will be easier and more accurate.
Hi, sorry, just stepping on the previous question. So I just want to confirm that once we generate the course link and we send that link to them, they can, their profiles will still be synchronized as long as they click on that link, even though they still have to use their SingPass to log in. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yeah, hi Jake. Can I just check if you just now you mentioned about the personal email address under the batch upload. It has to be the email address and in the SingPass, right? I mean,
Yes.
yeah, it has to
Yes.
match, right?
Correct.
So it's not just any personal email address, but it must be the email address maintained under the SingPass, individual SingPass, right?
Correct. For now,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah. So yeah, just yeah. Thank you. Yep.
Sorry, yeah. So my question is also about registration. So if let's say we want to register or we collect the info from the public lah. So is it like only last 4 digits of NRIC or is it the full NRIC?
Full NRIC. If you are going to provide NRIC, it's full NRIC. But bulk
Okay.
registration, you actually don't need to provide NRIC. Just provide the name and the personal email address. That's it. You need to collect from the students. Basically,
Oh,
once
okay.
you bulk submit with these two information or these two fields, we will trigger an email to the student or to the applicant. The applicant will have the link and click on the link. The rest is follow the student registration and student application. The student will need to do synchronization with their SingPass or provide the necessary information. So technically, bulk submit, you don't need to provide NRIC unless IHL specifically asks you. Basically, the system don't require you to do so. The information should be provided via the student portal by the student.
Hi, I have a question from Lotte. Okay, I just want to better understand the role of the student. You mentioned that they will receive a link for them to trigger certain action that they need to do, right, in order to confirm the registration, is it?
Correct. So if
Is
it's
there like a timeline they need to do it, or will there be further notification sent to both the administrator and the participant?
okay. So if you, sorry, hold on a second. Let me just try
Sure.
to show you a link. Just give me a second. Try to what this is product. So for example, this is all the public courses, if you can see. These are all the public courses available. If you apply through the public courses over here, for example, if you so select the course via My Courses, company portal, My Courses, and you apply, here you generate a link, you follow the steps of generate link, you will see this link expiry date. And you will see this icon beside it. So all this information will be there. I mean, the tooltip will be there to indicate that, you know, all submissions and verifications are required to be completed before this very date, right? This is the link expiry date, meaning that after I generate this link over here, okay, you share this link to your students or whatsoever, employees, they go and apply. After applying, the next step is the company will need to come to sponsorship here to go and approve. So they need to approve before that expiry date.
Okay, but will there be a system trigger notification or reminder?
As for current, there is no reminder, but we are also looking at it to add in this reminder to companies before, maybe 3 days before or on the day itself, to remind the companies to go and approve. So anyway, when the company comes to their own specific course, they can also see the expiry date over here and how many people they have taken up the sponsorship.
Okay, so the all courses, sorry.
Yeah, it will fall under the verify applicant tab, right? Because it's not under active enrollment unless the TP confirm the course. But in this scenario, there is no communication throughout until the course confirmation.
Correct. No, when you generate this link, right? Your employees go and submit application. It will be first listed under pending verification. After your employees register themselves, it will be listed under pending verification. You as a company need to approve, verify that these applicants is your employees and you approve it. Once you approve it, you will just wait for the CET site, wait until the IHL have confirmed the intake, verify the applicants, approve the applicants, and then you will get notified that, hey, this intake is starting, etc., etc.
Yeah, I think it's when we are waiting for the IHL to pending, there is no communication at all throughout this period. So
okay, so I understand where you're coming from. I believe IHL also raised it to us.
yes.
Again, moving down the road, we will be adding more notification. One of the notification is intake confirmation. The other notification is the student has been offered. This kind of notification will be sent to the companies.
Okay, so the initiator will always be the admin person, because this catalog will be parked inside our company portal for us to access the courses, right? Then we will be the one to generate the link to share with the student. The student will not be able to have access to all these courses, right?
So these courses that you see here under all courses of the company through the company portal has two characteristics. One is either it is open to public. Public means student go to their own student portal, they can also see it. But if they choose from student portal themselves, it will be considered as self-sponsored. They apply themselves, not company sponsored. The other characteristic is that these courses course intake is only open to corporate, only open to company. Yeah, so any companies can actually use and click on generate link over here. Yeah, so these open to corporate intakes, which is company intakes, will not be available for student in the student portal, meaning that you need to generate the link and share it to their student in order for the student to apply. So there's these two differences.
Okay. In order for them to know the availability of courses here, that means we have to share with them the information,
Yes.
generate a list of courses available so that they can check.
Correct. So the thing is, I think the idea of generating the URL over here through the company portal is more of you generate the link already, you can actually send your own EDMs to your own employees saying that, oh, this is, I would like to sponsor, our company is like to sponsor respective employees to attend this course because we find that it's very related to the company jobs, scope, etc. So you can share the dates, etc. Then for them to go and apply and register.
Understand. Okay, thank you so much.
Hey, I have a quick question. So once we generate the link, right, it does not mean that we reserve a seat, right?
Yep,
So
it does
in
not mean.
between, let's say if, okay, because for my case, right, it's actually the class 2 boiler course. I generated the link. I sent to the employee to register. After he has actually registered using the link that I sent to him, the next day, right, his dashboard does not have this course information at all. It sort of disappeared. Okay, and from the company side, it also disappeared from my dashboard for the sponsorship. So does that mean that the class is full, or how can we know whether do I need to submit again another registration, or yeah? This is the issue I'm actually facing with the SP class 2 boiler. Yeah.
Cindy, right?
Yes.
Cindy, I may need you to actually reach out to SP and have SP check on this, because it sounds like some miscommunication or some.
I actually
concern
called
about
their SP's Pace Academy. They told me to go back to my step portal. If they mentioned that the employee is able to see from their dashboard, but when the employee go in, there's nothing in his dashboard. So SP Pace Academy, when I call their hotline, it seems that they don't know what to do as well. So I'm caught in between, like, is this system really live, or can we still register my employee for this course? Yeah.
So technically, when you generate the link, yes, and they have not submitted the application, yes, the vacancy is not taken up or it's not being utilized until they submit the application. Then it is actually considered one of vacancy taken up. But of course, it depends later on whether the evaluation approves or not by the CET. So again, there are different types of course intakes. So it depends on what course intakes are we looking at. SP hotline may want to review this. And with our support team. So they have their process to raise it to our support line.
Okay, because yesterday I went to see the course. It says that the class is full. I cannot register. But this morning I went into the step portal again. That's the apply button somehow appear again. So I'm very confused. Is this course full already? They are no longer accepting registration, because yesterday the button wasn't there, but this morning the button somehow appear for apply again. So I'm like, do I get my employee to do it again? Because I'm not sure whether you will disappear one more time from the system.
It shouldn't disappear. Once the application is received, it shouldn't disappear unless it's being rejected or whatsoever. Again, I do not know that. I need more details. We should. I mean, this is not the platform. As you can get SP hotline to actually raise it to support to clarify on this. Once we receive this information, we definitely will handle and check on this.
Sure.
Thanks, Cindy. Eugene, I see that you raised your hand quite long. Sorry.
Okay, I'm calling on behalf of Keppel. We wanted to check. Let's say if the student is a foreigner, so they don't have a SIM pass. So does it matter if they were to click on the link and then sign in to STEP using email OTP? That means, does it matter whether they use their company email or personal email?
Okay, so actually there's no huge impact, but the thing is, one person, the whole portal logic is actually one person have one account, and it follows them through their lives. So if in future, if this foreigner happens to convert to Singapore citizen or whatsoever, we will continue to use that account because they have the SingPass, and then they log in with that. If the email is different, then a different account may be created. So they may not see their course, and the course is not being linked to their profile. That's the whole impact of this. Of course, like I mentioned earlier, down the road, we have a fix in October that we are going to rectify this. We will allow the student to key in their primary email and also secondary email, which can be their company email, to resolve this.
Okay, what about for bulk submit? Does it matter as well? If we do a bulk submit, then we enter the employee's own personal email address. Does that mean when he want to complete the registration using the generated link, he must sign in using that same email as well?
Yes, yeah. For now, he should use that.
Because we got one employee that keep having issue trying to register under the company link. The first time we tried to provide him with the company link, the generated link, he tried to sign in, but for some reason, he signed in, click on the link. When you finish the application is submitted not under the company sponsorship, but it's self-sponsorship. So when he cancel, when we try to use the bulk submit, he can't log in also using the email OTP. If for some reason he just couldn't get directed to the company registration.
So for the first issue that this student encountered, probably is because of a earlier defect that we encountered, where the registration did not, the portal did not redirect the student to the company sponsorship application after they complete their profile. So that one has been resolved. Technically, you shouldn't encounter. But for bulk submit one, again, he or she needs to input the personal email that he or she wants to use as the profile login. Then you will not have a problem. But like I say, if you still have an issue, reach out to the course IHL. That IHL is organizing that course, and then let them know. They will they will actually follow the process to trigger us and for us to take a look at it.
All right, sure. Thank you.
Thanks, Eugene. Tracy, you have a question, Tracy?
Yeah, sorry, I have a lot of questions. First and foremost, will we be able to have the video guide and the training deck to familiarize ourselves with the flow and the function of the system, and when we go live? Second will be, is this system integrated to SSG system or even the government system? I think I saw one question is probably concerning also like grants and funding.
Ken. So I'll address your first question first, because that's a common question in the last few chats. So this system has gone live for the whole of Singapore on all polytechnics and ITE on 17th of July. So this is the second month running already. So in terms of usage, go ahead to set up your COPPAS, go and issue the give your employees who need to access the system the sub-rights under your COPPAS account. Okay, so that's for the first question. In terms of user guides, when you go into the STEP portal page, when you click on company portal sign in, you will see there's a link there to show the user guide. All right, I'm going to share it in the chat group in a while as well, so that you have a quick access, but that's how you can get the user guide. So the user guide has detailed functions of whatever Yvonne was sharing earlier, as well as some video guides to help you step by step. Now, in terms of the webinar recording today, I've also shared in the chat group previously. If you can just search for the STEP YouTube channel, just click that link, follow the page, because we'll be uploading this after today's recording. Okay, so give us some time to clean it up, put the recording, and then we'll load the recording within the next 2 working days. Okay. For the slides for today, we will be sharing this with the 6 institutions. Okay, so do reach out to the institutions that have forwarded you the invite to request for a copy of the slides. Okay, because we can't upload them anywhere in the public domain, but we can share it through the IHF. Hope that addresses your question, Tracy, and of you as well. Oh, sorry, the SSG as well, right? So that was the last segment to Tracy's question. So this whole system is deeply integrated with SSG, Training Partners Gateway. So if you're all familiar, in order for grants and subsidies to be claimed smoothly, there has to be exchange of information such as the actual attendance of the student for the course, whether their grades, they completed their assessments, the course has indeed started, and other course details. So all these are deeply integrated with SSG. They will have direct access to all these information to validate the end subsidy that is being accrued to the person, okay, the student. Now, what a few enhancements you can observe already in the student process here is when they apply for a course, because you've already set, each student will have already set up their profile. I'm a Singaporean or not Singaporean, what are my grants and subsidies eligible for the profile type that I've set up in my account. And because this is SingPass validated, so you can rest assured that the profile declared should be accurate. So now with all these recognition, upon your course fees page, when you're going to make payment for the course, all your grants and subsidies are auto-calculated. So you will see the final course payment price will be net of all your subsidies. Now, not just that, if you choose as your payment method as a student, if you choose your payment method to be your SkillsFuture credit, that payment option is available on the page as well. So once you click into that, they'll be routed to the SkillsFuture portal to deduct the credit available within your account. So in this case, you will be able to deduct, let's say I have $500 in my SkillsFuture credit account. I can use up to $500 to offset my course fees. And then the remainder fees, I can choose any other payment options. This is how intricately this will be synced with SSG.
Thank you so much.
Pris, do you have a question as well?
Yeah, yes, hi. Sorry, my question is very quick. So yesterday I generated a link for a course where they said that the course registration closes by today. So after I send the link to the officer, I think I generated a link under the corporate sponsorship. However, when the officer applied, I think he applied under individual. So now, right, I cannot see when I check back the step portal, there is nothing for me to verify. So in this case, how do I follow up or how do I trace everything? Because I have no visibility now on this officer's registration. And is to like provide the officers from registering, wrongly, like shouldn't the corporate sponsor link only allow them to register via like the corporate way instead of allow just register by themselves?
Correct. The link actually only will and definitely limit the person to just submit, because the link that you provide directly bring the person into the application form. And then your company information is filled up there. But if the person exits from that link, meaning that because that application is also part of the student portal, the student, if he or she, without completing it, decided to click on my course again, or the all courses again, and search for the course, and then select the course again, thinking that it's the same, at that juncture, it will be self-sponsored.
I think that the portal should have a prompting message say you are leaving this corporate sponsored page. If not, this is a huge issue as well.
We can review that, no problem. We can review that. Thanks for the suggestion.
Yeah.
Oh, so for this, right, what can I do? Because like right now, the officer replied me and it shows that he registered himself. That's why I assume it's an individual registration, but there is no contact point, as in there's no course coordinator or anything from the IHL side that I can contact for this to sort this out. So is it possible to include maybe the IHL course coordinator contact point for the course, so we can directly contact them? Because I went to check the link that I think Elise or provided in the group chat. However, for that particular IHL, there isn't even an email address. And I don't, for accountability sake, right, I need to follow up by email, not just call the IHL and go, hey, I have this learner who did this.
Actually, the feedback or just now earlier, Elisa actually provided the list of contact email. This has been agreed with all IHLs. Whatever question you have, and if you can't find the respective person, you can drop them an email or give them a call. They will have to redirect, or they will have their own process to redirect to the correct and necessary person.
Okay, because the first link she provided, right, there is no email address for the IHL. The email address is blank. It only states live chat and a phone number.
With regards to which IHL again?
This is RP.
RP, production. I mean, sorry, we do. Let me take a look.
If I may just interject here, this is Jamson from Republic Polytechnic. The reason why the email address is not present at the contact point because we have moved to an online inquiry form. So for any inquiries, please submit via the online inquiry form, and then our officers will address that. Yeah, thank you.
So is that from RP?
So now what you are telling me is
Jamson from Republic Polytechnic.
But now what you all are saying is, because you said there is definitely a contact point, but now I have to do I have to fill in a generic form. I'm not sure whether this is the most efficient way to manage things. Yeah. Is it
just to address your question, the solution to the issue is that the officer who has applied under the self-sponsorship will require to actually withdraw, cancel his application, and then to reapply using the link to provide. This will ensure that he actually applies via the company sponsorship route. Yeah. AP, please correct me if I'm wrong.
So what was the? I didn't quite catch the last point because I can't really hear.
RP, what was the question? Sorry, can you repeat that question again?
So my question is, you mentioned that there will be a contact point, there'll be an email listed here. However, there is no email. So my point is that because the learner, shouldn't we be given a contact point instead of a form? Because at least it's tagged, there's the full email trail, and we can help the officer directly rather than filling in a different form and then waiting for people to come back to us. At least with the direct email contact, right, they are able to see the full email trail and we are able to assist the officer promptly rather than generating another form where we have to rekey in all the details with the background and then waiting for someone to come back to us.
Okay, so on this part, maybe I'd just like to share for RP. They have 3 channels here. One is a live chat where you can actually engage them on your query. Of course, the form is not your preferred one, but that's also an option. But they have also offered interactive chatbot option for you to reach out to someone specific. I believe after you get past this initial step, the incident should be routed to the internal services team via a process. Yeah. So while not every poly have email, but they have offered, I think, sufficient amount of public inquiry support. So in your case, I would suggest you can try the live chat. Okay, are there any more questions? Because we do need to conclude this soon. Happy to take on one last question. No? Okay, if in that case, thank you all for your attention. I would like to conclude this meeting.
Hi, sorry.
Oh, we have? Okay.
I'm not sure if Chris wants to ask a question because her hand has been raised for a while. But if Chris is not gonna ask, then
I'm done. Thanks.
okay.
You're good? Okay.
Yeah. So my question is, earlier you mentioned that if they don't have a SingPass, they can create their account via email authentication. But does this email have to be their corporate email address?
Not required. Basically, they can be their own personal email address if they don't have a SingPass and they wish to just have a separate account.
But it will still be synced under a corporate registration as long as they have the access to the link, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
If
Thank
you are
you.
talking about via you submitted the registration via box submit, then they have to use the same email address.
No, it's not via a box submit, but I've sent them the link accordingly to register.
Okay, then they can just use whatever they wish to. It will just be that account, that cost information tied to it.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else? I see that.
Hi, okay, I have a question.
Okay, one last question. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, can I check whether the billing, right, does it links to vendors at Gov for billing?
Right now, there's still an additional update to vendors at Gov, so that particular feature is not available, even though it is part of the portal. I believe I answered in the chat. So for now, I think your respective IHL finance will need to send you that invoice, and you need to submit it separately.
Well, so that means we will need link up with the IHL the administrator to actually get them to bill us via vendors at Gov, is it?
Yeah, I believe so. Correct.
Okay, can.
Okay, thank you everyone for your time. Let's enjoy our Friday lunch, and we will share the recordings on YouTube link accordingly. Okay, so thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.